sorry, 5:50 by my watch, and we should have started by 5. So let's start actually, by praying in our own individual ways for a successful deliberation. Amen. May the Almighty Allah help us in whatever we want to do, to move Skel, and of course our responsible. All right, thank you very much. I am Vicente Lamas. For those of you who may not know, fondly called Humble Vicente. I've been given the task to definitely share this meeting in the midst of our president and our doyons here. Without much ado, I will maybe allow the president to welcome all of us and take us through the agenda items before I continue the chair. Mr. President, over to you.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.
Wa alaikum assalam.
Nuyu di leen gërëm di leen sant ci seen teewaay fii di leen wax naan suñu teewaay nag mooy pour discuss affaire yu taw rek doole ko ci suñ Skel contribution suma bëti nag du suma lii de
beneen bi mooy constitution bi, Skel constitution
Skel constitution bi
ak projects
project
yu am, and then correctional council ak fundraising. Thank you very much. Comme Mr. Chairman were here, the agenda item then circulated on about 2 weeks ago, thanks to Omar and the members of the coordinating team. You could get them guy definitely for the work they do behind the scenes. Hamna ne time worrying you waste time fee because I'm the documents well before 10. So we need to go work more on a work if we are on a jot down so that we just come and make it easier for all of us. Come look over here. Number one is swing constitution. Constitution Mungini. Now this constitution was actually drafted and approved by the working committee, which led to the registration of Skel in the Gambia. And this was done in November 2020, 27 to be specific. So Mungini. So this is a working document. And a working document is what actually you use to work until you move to another level by maybe amending it. And definitely I went through this and I am pleased, and I want to appreciate Omar and his team for coming up with such a document. So constitution, bugunyo waste time chimo. Hamnane, you've already read the constitution before now. And I will not assume, I know you did. If you did not, then definitely there's a problem. So who any issue on the constitution, please, then Google your and then incorporate them here. We are not going through the constitution word, word to word. By now we believe people already definitely have their observations and they should just bring them to be incorporated. Secondly, then you also discuss about some finance. Finance, a lot of people are contributing, but a lot more are not. Because so all legacy Skel rec or Serekunda East, you cannot count them. Even if you go year by year from 87 to date. 87, you play on in the whole teams, even if you had 10 teams and you had 20 players, 10 by 20 is 200 already. 200. So imagine 87, 97, 2007, 2017. You're talking about over maybe 40 years. So Lulu definitely the membership, they contribute. And the ones that are on the platform, it's like day and night. So fuck me what time Lulu time. Finance, Chilaboka. Now fundraising, you only contribute subscription. While in where they raise funds to augment our finances, carry on with the project and way forward, which is part of the agenda. So these are the 3 main items, then question and answers. 1, you discuss constitution bill. So need amute lumoy issue on the constitution, we just move on. We are not doing anything. We just need to incorporate people's views, opinions and concerns. Why soon amute we are not wasting time, we are moving on. Finance, subscription and fundraising, the treasurer may not be in. Why go hamne muslo contribute hanga saboko. You know it. And you cannot be in the house and not be part of its own sustenance. Bobu mom dega okay. Nakalati sereri. Bendewa chahan fire. Chahan fire legi mom chahan mom jena. When you ham lolo. Then we come to projects and way forward. Therefore, projects that are already hanging. We cannot implement these projects without finance. And the contribution and subscription is not enough to definitely carry out these projects. So, Lila and discuss it. For me, the numbers don't count. It's about the commitment, it's about the interest, and it's about your contribution, whether it's in kind or in cash. Lord, let me discuss it. I am here. It's 5:55. By 7 o'clock, whether we are done with the agenda or not, I'm closing this meeting. Because I hate meetings that keep dragging and dragging and dragging. A meeting must have an agenda. We discuss the agenda and move on. So, no more visitor, Mr. President, we said it so Madelo maybe to continue with the constitution to take us through. So, I'm not concerned. We judge constitution be online. Race, we look at that area, we all agree to disagree, amend it or otherwise, and then we move on. No love for that. That's the way we are to approach this, Mr. President. Wow. The constitution bi ci mom lañ nekk léegi koo xam ne read nga ko or readoon nga ko nga am loo xam ne def la jaaxal ask soo xamee loo xam ne da nga ko bëgg a yokka bring it forward. That is what we are here for. We are not looking at the thing word for word. But the people that are responsible for it did it already. We are the ones consuming. We should be the ones to now come up with our opinions and observations. So we never did before. Yes, Mr. Jal.
Assalamu alaikum.
Alaikum assalam.
All members of FINECA, particularly Europe new. This is the first time we talk together for a meeting like this, which is very important. Because guide trying and talk, you want on online meetings, which is very difficult. If you put networks a problem. Then you let them down there, put times definitely problem. So guys will not talk, sacrifice all their time. They in the organization of each stage. Is what commendable. We declare the center because Jambal. Bigala constitution mo dafa nekk loo xam ne moo nekk di baseline moo nekk di foundation at least su fekkee ne nit ñu bëri ngeen ñëw together at least war nañoo create a constitution loo xam ne moo leen di guide mën a def seen liggéey accordingly. Constitution bi is a legal document parce que wax nañ ne anything li outline ci constitution bi dafa nekk something mandate nga xam ne borom na ko mun a execute nga xam ne jarul mu laajte sax moom na xam ne doole bi constitution bi jox na ko pour mu def ko war na koo mën a waaye lu fi nekkul tey di nga gis ne pour mu def ko dafa naxaat parce que nekkul foofu te ne su nekkee ne moom war na koo def sax te nekkul ci constitution bi sax definitely dafa naxari pour mu def am certain people yoo xam ne nañ question yi fu ñu xam na te maybe dañ na jos suñ binda la suñ déficience la waaye te xam na ni loolu moom moo ko war a def moo ko war a mun a def so gis naa past past period yëpp ñu doon tegee am tuuti xam nga loo xam ne it's just because of na benn reading constitution bi wala ñaar ñëpp aware wuñ ko wala ñetta nga xam ne dafa impasse dafa am fu mu bàyyi te nga xam ne definitely gars yi war nañ koo def mooy gën a rafet soo ñu def ko xam nga as an executive so dama bëgg a ci constitution bi xëy na am na yu bëri yoo xam ne bëgg naa pour ñu jéem koo seetaan bu baax wan sax soo ñëwee ci responsibility si organisation executive bi ci boppam xam nga foofu noonu dañu war a seet dañu leen war a jox ñooñ executive bi nekkuñ just the committee sax committee bi sax dañ ko executive bi ci boppam executive committee xam nga pour ñu mën a understand bu executive committee rek def ko executive committee xam nga loolu moom dañoo war a xam ne bi moo nekk executive bi moom moo am di mandate pour def certain issues yi nga xam ne mu ngi si constitution ba pare tamit feel naa ne li ma ci bëgg a li ma ci bëgg a yokkal pour wax leen moo nekk certain sub committees gisuma ko fii ñu mention fi ay sub committees li nga xam ne loolu noonu dafa baax torop ci ñun ñi parce que ñii most of them ñu ngi abroad te like for exemple su ma nee social secretary fii nii te amul a sub committee boo xam ne ñoom ñoo nekk ci ground bi li liggéey moom kenn mu nekk fële na le what can he do xam nga te mandatetuñ ko pour mu am a sub committee xam nga soo yëpp war nañ koo put through because am na certain sub committees yoo xam ne they are very important like the sporting committee sax ñoom seen bopp war nañu am sub committee boo xam ne ñoom at least mun nañ di meet every time di mun a discuss di mun a seet di dimbalante because mun naa seet ne mun naa wax ne suñ activité bi passé nii suñ programme bi passé nii Mr President moo nekk our président moom am na rôle pour def waaye di nga gis ne mu ngi doon def rôle yu messenger sax mu ngi koo def because of xam nga amuñ di mandate pour to certain people ne ñii la ñoo jël pour def leen loolu xam nga ñooy war a def lii kii rôle am lii la xam nga so still dafa am ay lifin yoo xam ne war nañ ko cee seetaat incorporate ko ci constitution xam nga xëy na actually li ma bëgg because bisanti mu ne bu wax bi te dëgg la wax bi warta gudda bu baax because mu ngi dafa guddi dañu am yeneen lifin pour lifin waa am na xëy na lifin xëy na mën naa seet a copy of a constitution ma jox ko kii mu seet ko rek xam briefly mu nekk ay guideline xam nga nekkul ne dafa war a nekk di same
non
ne mënut a nekk di same xam nga waaye na am certain yi yoo xam ne legal yii moo war a lii la war a nekkee nii lañ ko war a bindee ñu bindee ko noonu xam nga ñu téye ko waaye otherwise dañoo bëgg di am ay lifin rek misunderstanding si suñu biir waaye baax na pour ñu am beneen legal document ñu lifin ko wala ñu yóbbu ko to illegal passing ñu jox ko moom fu mu seet xam nga mu advice bi si which is very important because lii dafa nekk organisation bu nga xam ne man maa ngi koo fas yéene dafa nekk a big one xam nga su baax na pour comme ni ngay def foundation bi ñu defar loo xam ne at least it's very proper te na ñun duñ ko jeexal du ñun ñoo koo jeexal waaw ñun dañoo def suñu wàlla rek jógee fi ñeneen ñi ñoo jeexal am na organisation yu am 100 and something years da fekk ñun yëpp romb nañ am na ñeneen ñi ñëw ba jël ko xam nga so ñu try ñu def ground bi mu solide anyway thank you very much pour wax concernant constitution
jërëjëf Alaaji sa wax rafet na
baalal ma de Malick su ma mënee tos yokk tuuti si Alaaji doon wax foofu noonu ma pour yokk tuuti si li Alaaji di wax nii rek waaye bi foo ma door loolu rek laa door nuyoo bi because you know ma ne ko ma nit géej naa fi it's been many years for me today is like a homecoming you know géej naa si park bi fii for now since 1990 I think
Really? So 30 years.
you know so that's a long time ago and definitely I'm very happy that at least when it delsi naa fii tey pour gis suma brothers yi suma colleagues yi and suma friends yi and this is family comme niñ ko dee waxee rek yeah waaye when it comes to Skel li nga xam ne fii moo ñu bring together ñun ñëpp again as a family lii loo xam ne la ñun ñëpp xam nañ te wax nañ ko waxaat nañ ko and just to emphasize the importance of it ak la tax mu am njëriñ pour ñun bi nga xam ne ni ñoo fi nekkoon ak di fag ne dañ ko fee bàyyi because this is something loo xam ne is about suñu legacy nañ ko fi bàyyi mu continuer di law di dem ba faw waaye just to address the point yi nga raise in terms of comme subcommittees yi yooyu it kon address nañ ko in the sense ne lii comme biñ koo door yow liggéey moom mu ngi ci affaire yi maa lii dem fa xam nga so si working group bi obviously this was a working document because at the time we don't even try it to register organization. So we really had to come up with something for this to be part of the documentation for ñu mun a register. Waaye moo taxoon suñ comme rules yi nga xam ne yooyu leen tere ñoo nekk nii. So that is in some of these positions come dañ ne working groups of course we are not referring ourselves as committees. Because electing ñu. So moo tax ñuy wax a working group. Pour ñu suñ demee ba yëpp taxaw obviously the general body te loolu moo ko fi note and moo tax meeting bi sax important because the general body is a key part of the organ of the organization so moo tax meeting bi am solo lool for the first time pour ñu mun a nit ñi ñu ngi leen toog so moo tax fii it's important pour ñu wax xam nga ñu express our views because just to dispel xam nga yeneen confusions yi ak misunderstandings yi nga xam ne moo dee ñëw si groupe so tey dañ fi war a wax ñu leeral affaire yi mu set xam nga moo tax constitution bi am solo so certain rules ni ñu ko defee mooy ne am na ñoo xam ne ñu ngi ci diaspora yi waaye pour adresse sa li nga raise in terms of representation fii moo tax ñu doon in some way di nga gis ne assistance yooyu noonu ñooñu fii lañ nekk waaye yes practically xëy na affaire yi demul comme ni ñu ko seen ko waaw demul parce que loolu gis nañ ko clearly si launching bi ne there was a deficient in terms of xam nga rules yi ak ni ñu doon war a fonctionner as a working group especially on the ground so am na certain people yoo xam ne sax dañ step up pour bokk ci affaire yi di dimbale te fekk ñooñu sax they were not even part of the working group or amuñ woon benn function or role like Massi Sirifo gi for example he did very well and Bissinte himself xam nga am na ñu bëri ñoo xam ne ñëwoon nañ dañu dimbale te fekk ñooñu actually nekkuñ woon sax part of the working group. So those are things you want to yes, certainly we need to address, especially this welfare thing. Because welfare Pa Bande is the welfare officer, so Pa Bande I'm an assistant on the ground, Fini, and so many things do happen on the ground. Because welfare below is important because of so many things you have moving happen on the ground, especially in terms of the veterancy. So to consult with those families, welfare bit of solo food. So more than the assistant welfare officers on the ground, who muna dimbale Pa Bande, who muna coordinate a guy, you extend the help to families. Why I'm not come sports side because Minter is on the ground. Momo Tafa, you're Tafa Bas, right? Because Tafa Momuchi diaspora. Why have Minter Mumfi? Your Malik Numfi, they're on the ground fee. Some of us are over there. Why we do have a representation fee. Why again, we really have to look at it to make sure the Hamna is something is more sort of, put small activities at events to be more practical. Because we have also prepared another document, my appendix to this. Appendix more rules clearly defined. Come so on president be rule. Also on a chairperson be rule chairperson assistant. So you define in that appendix. The narco sensitive group. At least we need this. Why just to address that's a valid point. Why come the more stress than more than you tell them opportunity. Because we are in that group and we are not seeing each other through the WhatsApp group. So for we had nobody they are not comfortable with that. Why should we talk any face to face? I think we can talk as brothers, as family, you understand each other. So if we have a Sundemesi group, we will avoid some of those misunderstandings. Yeah. So Lolo. Serigne Bassirou
loolu dañ ko war a respect cëral ko xam nga and then loo xam ne rek constitution bi wax na ko si luñ gis fii dañ ko war a accept di ko doxal accordingly yaa ngi gis so lu ñu dee wax tamit ma may ko doole si loolu it's very necessary comme nu wax rek am na ñoo xam ne si biir groupe bi ñi mun nañoo riit ñi mënuñoo riit so it's better tamit xam nga ñu leeral ko ñooñu ñu xam ko nga ñëwaat tamit si side Alaaji tamit lu mu wax moom tam wax na very important point bi mu wax tamit ñu nekk si biti nekk si executive bi committee bi so ñooñu although war nañoo am comme like such groupe bu nekk fii nga xam ne dinañ mun a def yenn effort si di yëngatu si yenn yi xam nga yenn fundraise si nii gars yi daw ko ñu def effort xam nga so groupe bi mun a am xaalis fii foog ñu yëngatu ñu def dara mun a génn dugal so ñu invest ko mu mun a xam nga ñu njëriñoo ko lii defuñ ko dara pour ñun de dañ ko def pour suñu ëllëg suñu sët yi ak suñu doom yi xam nga so loolu laa si gis daal loolu laa am pour wax si.
Thank you very much, Dr. Jan. That's a good one. For now, we need to really bring the discussion on the Constitution. Okay, please, a short one, just 3 minutes.
Assalamu alaikum. Inu yung molo biya. Mahitula Alaaji Jani Papo. Kontaan naa trop si bu ñu constitution bi génnee hard copy bi. Lu ma suma mbite mooy dafa si tànga bi pour ko mun ci jëlee lu bari bari. Te ñaan time boobu am ko. At least ñu ko demoon time bu gaa jas ñu ko demoon ba distribué ko at least time bi na fekk ni yëpp nañ mën a am adjustment yu fa adjust ay fa kii. But lu Alaaji wax tam is very important. So away am so waree am benn si executive soo amee kenn fale si diaspora bi ni nga war a am benn kenn fii tam pour liggéey bi mun a gën a yomb because fii fanaa fi ñu mën a liggéey as groupe bi mooy gën a effective daan fale ñoom ñoom because fale mostly ñoo def mooy dañoo dem si WhatsApp page di wax si video call waaye fii ñu ne neen mun nañoo oyante am meeting ñu ne neen mun nañoo implement luñ bëgg a mun nañ ko mën a dox si mu mun a gën a gaaw waaye di wax boo membres yi tam ak suñu otee meeting tam ñu teel a ñu mun a teel a ñu ko def comme laay kii lu bu seen di wax mais 7 o'clock meeting nag dafa war a so fa soo yow daf laa war a wane dañu war a ñëwaatee right time ñu mun a def bu wax ni ñoo waxte right time ñu mun a tasaare waaye di gën a kontaan lu si Bass ak Omar nga dégg jàmbaar ne
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Jërëjëf Papu, comme ni ko waxee, the constitution is a working document. It can be amended, you add a lot of things in it. Waaye soo gisee mu nekk nii, it's because at the time ñu bari were not on board and they needed to register this pour ñu mun a liggéey. Di wax ne executive members are in Europe. I beg to differ. We are here on the ground. He is the president. Ñun ñu ngi nii. What you don't need to get a role to do your work. That is one thing I have to say here. Ñun ñëpp a ngi toog di xool di seetaan. That is where we are not getting it right. With all due respect, ngeen baaloon. Warloo am place nga mën a liggéey. It's out of it. You did work during the launch ak moom ak ñoom Antinafe ak man without being executive members. Loolu lay wax ni. So what we are saying is Lamin Minte, with all due respect, man lu ma bëgg a gis gisaanguma ko. The Serekunda is I know Jandi gisaanguma ko. Let's be honest. These people are doing everything. Even if they give the executive rules to all of us here, we will still not move because ñun la. It's not the role you acquire. Gen balal ma de, but that's the reality. So we need to definitely do something. Mungini, if you ask about contributions, you cannot contribute if you need bitim rew. Why? You better fee even to definitely register, so they've not done it. Yet they definitely dominate us on the page to talk. And they're not contributing. I feel very bad. So for him the Bokanachi, why the mother? Let's do something about it. They are doing very well. If we cannot clap for them, let's just be quiet. So ñun tamit waruñoo xaar ba nga nekk president or secretary or treasurer nga soog a liggéey. No. Voluntarism is voluntarism. He is our president. Su la ooyee mu jox la rôle yi Omar nga liggéey ko, you can do it. He is the treasurer. Su ma ooyee mu boole ma ci comité am pour liggéey, I shall do it. Yeneen saa sa bu toog ñu oola bokkal. Ñoom ñu ngi ni, they came all the way on holidays. They are here. Ana ñun ñu fi nekk. That's a problem. It's not their problem. They have engagements, but they have to be here. So ñun suñu holotee from that aspect, we are failing ourselves. So honestly, pour man, it's not about the executive, it's not about the diaspora, it's about us. Suñ ootee nit yi duñ dee génn si suñu waxee contribution nit yi duñ dee tey but they still do a lot more in other things other than loo xam ne dina ñëw pour dimbale leen. So let's just refocus ourselves and know that lii ñun ñoo ko moom. If these people today were to fold their hands, we are finished. And that's not the idea why Skel knew. So Minte, I'll task you. You are the ones with your older generation. Relieve the job on these people and take ownership together with the people on the road. Yes, man, that is my challenge today. It's not about Omar, it's not about Bas, it's not about Remy, it's not about any other person, Mumina, to know, it's about us. The fundraising can be done internally. They, yes, can have Skel Foundation over there in Europe, but the Skel organization must be run by us with or without our executive force. That's my opinion anyway. Well, let's move on because we have a lot to discuss. But honestly, the constitution would be looked at. Subscription and fundraising. So finance, I'm named Halis, I'm named Halis. I'm named Halis because some people are contributing and some people are donating. Some people among us are giving extra. At least Lulu Munyu Dimale. Because we've moved from maybe $5 to 200, to 1,000 to 10,000 and so on. So for me, that is good. Subscription. He would be able to tell us maybe Nyata need a register last year. Nyata need a register this year. That is going to tell us that there is growth in subscriptions or not. Because last year, I made 50 people new register. And this year we have only 55. It means only 5 people actually registered this year. What is the problem? Or maybe I'm sitting here, I have not registered or anything. So as I said, we have the two of them here that have honestly worked with me behind the scenes. Mr. Jalo, come no come here. Man, if anything, I'm the stranger here. But I came and I was warmly welcomed by Nyohamne. I worked with them. He's my uncle. And he's been perfectly working with me. We were in the diaspora, but I've worked with them as if new field. So for me, if I can come from outside and belong, I see no reason why you have a new chicken. I can't see it. To be honest, that's something that confuses me. Because I've worked with them and I know, the passion they have for not only Serekunda is for Skel, but for youth and sport development in the country. So, Pullman, the projects that they have in mind, if only we give the support needed, we'll be talking about something at this time next year, the survey. And we are happy also that Serekunda East says though the president is here and the members of his executive. And we are happy because since he was elected, he has always been working with Skel. Always. And for me, that is something rare. And listening already what they've done within 90 days compared to maybe what they've been doing in Serekunda East for the past God knows how many years. So that is something that we should be proud of. Definitely. So I'll allow Omar and Bas to take us through the projects and the way forward. Over to you, my bosses.
Bas, you go. I'll go first.
Anyway, I'm really very, very elated, very, very happy to be here. Some of you guys, you say when God knows, I don't even know for so long. So little more time, I don't know, nakala squeeze my schedule, but this thing I have to make this today.
Exactly.
So I'm a real person, but I'm a XFE.
Don't say that.
I have I'm not. Trust me.
This is serious.
Why can't ball wouldn't hear it? I never got some of the
Really? That's the story for another day.
Alpha Jalo.
No, Alpha
He's been vindicated. Well, yeah. I mean, it's crazy. Why, like you over here, and I can feel the passion. Everybody that's sitting here has a very, very valuable role to play here. mënuñoo toog ngay xaar keneen bu def dara. Gis nga si seeni Assane wax na ko Alaaji wax na ko everybody who spoke said something in that line. Lii is gonna go far as we want it to go. ñun ñoo ko yóbbu. mënuñoo toog di seet side xam nga di seet ne kii xam nga kii lu moo def no. And one very very important thing mooy ñun ñu ngi si diaspora bi. That's true. Waaye ñun our motivation for this thing to go forward mooy yéen seen participation on the ground. loolu su amee rek. ñun that motivate us to do more. Because ñun mënuñoo def yëpp. You know we can mun nañoo toog brainstorm xam nga come up with all kinds of ideas. Financially mun nañoo pitch. Why at the end of the day it has to come to the people that are on the ground that are going to be able to execute. Loolu moom bu leen nax seen bopp. The only way we're going to go forward is you guys have to participate. Subscriptions wax nañ ko fii. And it's a major component. Man wax naa li since day one. Organisation boo gis dafa need a solid foundation. Mënuloo nekk a millionaire ngay toog ngay ñaan xaalis. Nobody gonna look at you. You have to build something. You have to have tangible projects lined up. Nit ñi gëstu ñu ne like Sesto is doing. Ñi de moom definitely ñu ngi góorgóorlu. Man, that's why I participate. That's why I want to help. Because maa ngi gis li ngeen a def. I saw the passion and I saw the projects. These are things that motivate us to do more. It's the same thing when you look at the Skel platform. So certainly Skel platform, we have so many, diverse, intelligent people. They sit down and they're just thinking every single day how to move this thing forward. That's all we do. Why? Again, it just comes back to the main thing. That so whole participation, whether it's financially or ideas, we need that. It's very, very minimal from the people on the ground. Very minimal. We are not going to move. Didn't want to move. So it's going to take all of us to participate, to have vested interest into this. We are leaving something. All the time. Legacy is a word that is not widely used in this country.
That's true.
Niti da nga wara bay legacy. Whatever it may look like. Buga nañ nga gëna fi tay ñu ne you sanga mom ki mom he was very very passionate at this. That gis na ne li mom he followed it all the way to his grave.
Very true.
People will say good things about you. And that's what we all want to live here. We have a section, we spend like an hour talking. It's just brainstorming. It's just so many things that we are doing. Our legendary group, being I think we have focused on them a little bit more than we should. I think it's about time. This is just my personal opinion. It's about time we switch over. We team up with Sesto and see how far we can move this. And I think it's going to be a bigger collaboration. It's going to help us more. Because it's going to be the foundation. Because they can build foundation already. We just want to come in and support. And then move it to the next level. So what if you have new talk for this? Serekunda is zone. Everybody knows that. Feel like Pag B on the king of the crop. Football. We all know that. So we should never. Yes, we should. The lead involve Sesto a lot. We have to involve the community in our program. Community before you is a letter. Canon Sunyan football fee. When you have a church stand, Ben Bidu Ben Kir, do for Fega Ken. Everybody's born. I'm telling you, everybody. Now we don't have that. So we have to go back. Linga Hamne Mungong walk for so long. Mununyo to leave that on the side. We gotta bring it back. Then you could bring it back, you solidify it, we're gonna dig it, and then we move on. Small boss mom, so let me say one nobody participate much because this guy, Omar, I'm not solely not clap the working group. Omar, we have to give him a double clap because yeah. I will tell you guys, Omar has been a guiding light for me in terms of this organization. Omar, amul aw mako call, amul de mako call, Omar will not. So in the next couple of minutes he will call me. That we had that collaboration and then we have that understanding amongst ourselves. We work seamless, easy. So I'm gonna thank everybody in the working group because the work that goes in there and then the commitment and sacrifices that they happen for noon. It's very difficult for you to sit on the.
We are all family. We are all brothers. We feeling that they feeling that they everything. You know, we have our little whatever fee. Why should we gain it, right? We are all one. We are all brothers. And spirit bohunun for me, lulu really important. And this community belongs to us. Some of us have been doing things, you know, and we've been taking it outside of this community. While being in this idea of Skel, we feel we know that then cover in the fee, you know. Feeling cover in it, feel over this. Your hunger, some of the things that we've been doing all these years. I mean, over God knows how many years. But it's not here. It's not concentrated fee. You go to some other places, you more benefit. Why it's high time we bring things home, and there is a lot of potential. We have says go feel, you know, and of course you all within this short period of time, so many activities and this youth empowerment and youth development things. You on the programs, you on the new code. I was standing there, I admire these kids and everything that they're doing there. Volleyball and handball. You know, I like Papa when I go yes, they are all part of this. So this is great. It's a project. You know, I mean, it's a good thing, and we really need to, you know, think properly. Diversify, pushing community with, and this is a major objective for Skel, and that is also something we have in common with this. You know, great people here, great players. I mean, Damfa. This guy's mad, huh? Me. You know?
Let them see you.
You know, we're great players, and the profiling, we could connect.
Yeah.
Because you body Hamuloko won't fat while the profiling and the effort and the time and the energy bastam the flow, I see that because then can talk like up to very late, you know, to try to get hold onto these boys and all these guys who are helping us on the ground. Everybody chipped in. So again, we have one thing in common, when a leafy, and we want to see this go, you know. Yeah, and all the sisters that we have in the group also, and that brings also another level of diversity. Young sister Mumi, Indiana Fish, Swing Money, Young FSR, and Awane, and we have all these ladies and sisters who also know football very well, and they are also contributing. So you pay your Japan and this is important. You know, and when we talk about accountability and transparency, there is nobody. Because we deal with Asan. This is how we handle these things. There is nothing for Fuloham is hidden. This working group has no hidden agenda. Everything is transparent. If anything, what we are doing more in the put, we make sure they lead them now. In fact, Lulumo inspired that thing about this diaspora fundraising for us to have a starting point. You know. So while
Thank you very much, Omar. It's 3 minutes to 7, and it's time for your prayers.
2 minutes, right? What would you more than that?
I don't have one.
No. These programs in I think moving forward, I'm trying Skel work plan.
That's right.
Okay, good. A Skel work plan.
And stick with it.
And stick
And
to
stick
that.
with it.
Yeah. So you develop some work plan. You have 6 or 7 or 10 programs, activities. You prioritize them.
Yeah.
Thank you.
1, 2, 3,
Very
4.
Thank
You know, work number 1.
B.
January.
Wow.
Let's see it through.
That's
Then suba bu jeexul yeneen ni bu ñu àggale because so demee Skel so demee si working group nga go through kuma starting from last year March also ba léegi nii nga dem nga gis ideas yu fa nekk pour you believe na face 10 A4 size papers but none of them has been implemented. Why? Because suñu waxee this week ñu am ko next week, we come with better ideas than what was said last week. So, dañoo fàtte yéene waaye dama ñaan rek waaw ñu ñëw with a correct work plan of at least 10 items yoo xam ne ñu synchronize li ñu lifin leen waaw ñu def 1 2 3 4 ñu prioritize leen ñu ne su wan jeexul buñ dem si
dem
two
ci two.
let's focus on one ba mu jeex ñu dem two loolu lay ñaan.
Thank you very much, Mr. It's time for prayers. I would suggest you then, Nam Judy, I will pray.